Welcome back, everyone. Maine Fly Guys here, moving on with the 4 birds of Maine, and we are going to start with the turkey. Here's a nymph. This is an Arex jig. I think I used the same hook actually in one of the early videos. So to start, we're going to grab some fibers from a tail feather of a turkey. They have these really nice wispy fibers that make great tails, and I want the tail to be about the same length as the body. I'm using some chartreuse thread. I have made a little chartreuse tag too, just before I started. Next I'm going to come in, I have some chartreuse wire. This is UTC small, I believe. So I'm just going to tie that in twice. There we go. How's that looking? That looks pretty good. And then I'm going to come in with some turkey biots. So this is a ginger one, but where they come from, this is a wing feather. They come from the front leading edge of the wing feather. They have these long, what they're called just biots, and I will show you what they do. It's pretty cool. So they are slippery, so be careful when tying it in. This is going to be a tractor pattern. So it doesn't really imitate any particular bug. It's just kind of buggy, and it's going to be very bright. Something good to use in the winter time. Alright, now before I lay down my turkey biot body, I just put a little bit of super glue. Because the biots are very, very fragile. So before you start wrapping, I always suggest to put down some super glue, because that will lengthen the life of your nymph. So I'm going to continue wrapping, and you will see how cool of a body it makes. The turkey biots are also very slippery, so that super glue really does help secure the body down and make it so it doesn't move or slip on you while you're tying it. It's really a good tactic to lengthen the life of your flies as well. Alright, so once we have that in, you see how nice and buggy that body is. Really fantastic. So now I'm going to take my wire and I'm going to make some wraps, and I'm going to try to wrap it right before where the biot kind of flays up. How do we look there? That is just fine. That is just fine. Lock down that wire a little bit. There we go, and now I'm going to go back to the tail, and I'm going to get a healthy amount of fibers from either side. And so once you have your fibers, all I'm going to do is tie them in. I don't want them to be longer than the length of my body, so like right in there. So what I'm going to do, I'll try to do this so you guys can see it. I'm just going to tie them in once, and then I'm going to pull them to how short I want. So right now they're quite long. I'm just going to pull them in. That looks fine. So there you see it. Even these might be a little long, but whatever. Alright, and so here's what we got. Just, you can see that a little bit there. Just a little flared out, nothing crazy. Just to give it some leg, lifelike appearance. And then I'm going to grab, this is some chartreuse dubbing. Here it is. I want my collar to be roughly the same size as my body, a little bit bigger. I'm going to need a little more. But I just want a nice, tight, bright collar of chartreuse. Again, just adding a little attractant to this pattern. How's that looking? That looks pretty good. And then I'll come up. Now I don't want to spend too many wraps out front because my thread and collar are the same color. So, you know, sometimes you want a nice collar with your thread because it will, look at that, that's fantastic, because it will contrast with the rest of the fly. But I have some loose fibers in here too. I like to come in and clean those up. I want this to be a really neat and clean pattern. Alright, so there's a easy turkey nymph that is great. It's a great attracting pattern and super easy to tie. Anyone can tie this one. It's super neat though, and catches me a lot of fish, and catches a lot of anglers a lot of fish. So that is our first turkey fly. Woo woo. And we are going to be doing a wet fly. We're going to be doing one of my most successful patterns ever. And that's the turkey tom. Unfortunately, it doesn't use strictly turkey, but the primary materials are turkey. So thanks for watching, and we hope to see everyone next episode.